Delete search history. Nah, I'm not going to delete my search history. I wear my search history as a badge of honor. Speaking of which, I may or may not know what that tongue do. If you know, you know. Hello my delicious people, welcome to another video. Today's video is going to be a Reconifex video. The Reconifex is an LMG, which is pretty good, I will say. And it also has a pretty good, bonus, which I can show you right here. The bonus unique trait is Perfect Reload grants a heat magazine that does guaranteed status with 25% more damage, which is very, very good. This also allows us to run blast and heat at the same time, allowing us to partially armor strip and use a completely different primer, right? Allowing us to use viral but no need for heat. We can use electricity instead, which is what we're going to be doing. We're also going to tear this up after I show you this one. A weak point damage and weak point critical chance with no multi-shot. So essentially going to be doing a primary acuity build just like we did last time, since I got such a good reception on it. And also, thank you for the reception. I really appreciate it. And so yeah, this is going to be what we're focused on, Xenon, alongside primary deadhead, but let's tear it up and I can show you my thought process. Okay, so my thought process is we're going to be going with hammer shot for more status and critical damage. We're going to be using Rifle Elementalist for more status damage, since we are going to be using Blast. We're using Rhyme rounds and Thermite rounds for Blast and more status. And we're going to be using Galvanized Aptitude for even more status and more direct damage per status effect after we kill things. So that'll allow us to have more damage. And Prime Shred, which will allow us to shoot faster and shoot through things. We'll also be using Vital Sense, which is going to be very good for even more crit damage. And we're going to be doing Primary Acuity for weak point damage, weak point critical chance, and you cannot modify multi-shot. The reason why we want to have Hammer Shot is strictly due to the fact that we do want to make sure we have at least 60 status. So it's a coin flip for a status. And because we have a lot of blast, it allows us to have a high chance of blast. It's also fully auto, so it should get us blast, but yeah. But we're not going to be doing a build that doesn't need ramp up. Instead, we are going to have to ramp up. So there is that. But we're going to take this into the Simulacrum and we're going to show you what it do. Alright, so keep in mind that you will be fighting enemies like this. Bunch of small enemies mixed with a bunch of big enemies. So what we're going to be doing for the ramp up, even though I may or may not have already ramped this up, is we're going to go over here and do that. There we go, shoot the little guy, shoot the big guy, boom. And we're going to be doing stuff like this. And because we have 60% status chance, we will have a coin flip on whether or not we get status. With mostly gonna do blast. So as you can see, it does work for the blast. Somebody on the other video did say that there is an issue where the Murmur don't have weak points that are very good to hit. So that I would say just use, just make sure you put Forma in here that allows you to change it up to the other build and just have that build ready for when you're doing Murmur. Although, yeah, it's Murmur, they're a bit tankier than most enemies, so you do want to bring something good. But I want to show you something. See? You can actually skip like most of your reload if you were to roll, which is very nice because when you do this, you immediately fill the magazine. So you can actually cut your reload, which is very, very handy for when you need to survive, especially when you're using rolling guard. So yeah, that was a demonstration, so let's bring it into a mission and we'll see exactly what it does in an actual mission. Because after all, the Simulacrum isn't a real test. Time for the practical test. Ooh, a star. Anyway, I came in here in the middle of it because I figured I would retry the little bit of a demonstration. So, boom, and roll. So we're doing that. I also wanted to say that I also uncapped my frame rate because I found out that frame rate affects spawns, which is very nice. So I might have at least a little bit more spawn rate, which is nice. But as you can see, this build very much works. Oh, don't do that. There we go. But, essentially, one of the cool things about blast builds is because like most missions that you're actually going to be farming things in are going to have a large enemy density like this. It's probably a really good idea to bring blast because there are going to be enough people close together to capitalize on it. You don't really need to have like an ability that drags people together, although it would very much help. But all you need really is a good primer and you should be good. But yeah, that was interesting. But
life support capsule is
come here.
now available.
There. But because we have a 50-50 coin flip of like whether or not we're gonna get a status, we do almost guarantee a status, a blast proc specifically, which is what we're looking for. So that's good. Yeah. And I'll see you in an Acolyte, that would be very nice. So yeah, I'll see you in the Acolyte. Oh, there's the Acolyte. Who is it today? Who are you? It's Mania. Ooh. Let's see. Aha! Ooh! 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 Wait a minute! Whoa! I wasn't expecting that! I liked that! Yeah, give me more of this, D. Jesus. You know what? Ooh. I'm gonna be doing builds like this more often. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I'll meet you in the outro. Wow. Oh my goodness, I almost had one of those, like, super excited attacks. What do you even call that? It wouldn't be an anxiety attack, it would be the opposite. Oh! Just destroyed that man! Oh my god! Alright, so that was fun, and I hope it was really good too. I mean, it does require a bunch of headshots, but if you manage to get the skill for that, it's really good. You can also go for like a regular build if you really want to, which will allow you to do stuff. But I don't really think it'll be able to do that much damage to the Acolyte, which is very unfortunate, but that's just usually how it goes. Keep in mind, one thing that I will say about the Acolyte stuff before I get to the end is it doubles each time there's another player. So when you have a second player, it doubles their stats. When it has another player, it doubles it again. And then with a fourth player, it doubles it again. So like, I think it's 2 times to the power of 3, I believe that is the thing. So essentially, it allows the Acolytes to survive things they usually wouldn't survive. So if this happens if you use this in a multiplayer round, don't worry about it like not doing any damage. It's just because the Acolytes are just more powerful than they should be. But yeah, let's look at the build. That would be very nice. So yeah, the Reconifex with the unique trait, perfect reload grants heat with guaranteed status with 25% more damage. We're going to be using Hammer Shot for more status and more crit damage. We're going to be using Rival Elementalist for more damage from the statuses. Speaking of the statuses, we're going to be using Rhyme rounds and Thermite rounds for blast. And we're using Galvanized Aptitude for more status up to 60.8, which you can call it 61 for now. And we're going to have more damage per kill. per status, up to 2 times. And we're also going to be using Prime Shred for more fire rate, and some punch through, which is going to help us in most missions. We're also going to be doing Vital Sense, which is going to be for more crit damage, which is going to help us out a lot. And we'll be using Primary Acuity for more weak point damage and weak point crit chance. Keep in mind, it very much is a skill-based thing. So if you were to not want to be doing a skill-based thing, I have a build for you. And I won't go through it too much, but I will highlight all the mods. Because it's essentially just my regular build. So here we go. We're also going to be using Primary Merciless with this one, and Primary Deadhead with Configuration A. So yeah, and we're also going to be showing you our little primer. Our little primer is going to be doing a different build today. He's going to be using Viral and Electricity, which is going to provide us with some CC. Very helpful. Specifically an electric CC, which makes them flail their arms, but it doesn't make it to where it's going to cover their face. So, and we're also using Accelerated Isotope for most of our abilities, since it's going to give them a radiation proc, which will make them attack each other, and Creeping Bullseye just to activate a certain mod, which I'll show you right here. It's going to be Tenacious Bond, and Manifold Bond, and Arc Coil on Adergia, and everything else is completely completely up to you. Vacuum is very helpful, but legitimately you don't need it. It's just very, very recommended. And that's about it. Yeah, it's a very fun build, and I honestly was not expecting it to take out that Acolyte very quickly. So yeah, those are my final thoughts. Have wonderful, wonderful nightmares. I will see you in them. And remember, if you're watching my content, I know you're into it. Honey, honey. Good night.